I didn't know it at the time, but one late night episode in 1993 was about to pull me into a prisoner obsession that would take years to complete. It was the 2nd of August, 1993, a couple of weeks into the school summer holidays. I was flicking through late night television, and back then we only had 4 channels: BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, and Channel 4. When I came across this Australian show that looked completely different from anything else on television. I had no idea that one bit of channel hopping would begin an obsession that's still going strong 33 years later. The episode was 352, and honestly, what an episode to stumble across. Wentworth's legendary top dog, Bea Smith, was making her escape, disguised herself in Joan Ferguson's prison officer uniform. I was sitting there thinking, what on earth is this show, and why hasn't anybody told me about it? That one moment had everything: drama, tension, humour, and that special something only Prisoner could get away with. I didn't know the backstory. I barely knew who any of the characters were. But none of that mattered. I was completely hooked. And I think that's the magic of Prisoner Cell Block H. You can drop into almost any episode and, within minutes, it has pulled you in. You've got the rivalries, the friendships, the power struggles, and, of course, the escape attempts. Once the show gets hold of you, it really doesn't let go. Looking back, I couldn't have asked for a better introduction. My first taste of Prisoner was Bea Smith outsmarting the freak herself. No wonder I became a lifelong fan. I certainly didn't imagine that just over 3 decades later, I'd still be watching and talking about it. From that point on, I had to know what happened next. Missing an episode felt gut-wrenching because, back then, there was no catch-up service and no easy way to find it again. I missed about 5 episodes during that first run on ITV, from episode 352, and believe me, I felt every single one of them. At around episode 380, I started recording the odd one on VHS. By episode 400, I was taping every episode I could. I was already a fan of Neighbours, so spotting familiar faces in Prisoner made it even more exciting. A couple of years later, I was in HMV in Chesterfield, Derbyshire, when I spotted a VHS with Lizzie Birdsworth on the cover. I grabbed it straight away and rushed to the counter. The cashier gave me a slightly strange look, but I honestly couldn't have cared less. I was buzzing. The tape had episodes 7 and 8 on it, at the time thinking I got to hunt down the remaining episodes. Then, eventually, I found the first 2 episodes in Meadowhall in Sheffield. The cover had Bea Smith lying on her cell bed with Vera standing over her. It wouldn't be much later till I learnt there were only 12 episodes released on VHS, and I only got 4 of them. Not long after that, I came across Hilary Kingsley's book The Inside Story at the Thursday flea market in town. I started reading it on the bus home. I was glued to it. That was how I discovered there were 692 episodes. I had no idea where ITV had reached in the run, so I started using the book to piece everything together. I ended up getting Sky Television, thinking Prisoner might be on there sooner or later. They were already showing classic Australian shows like Neighbours and Sons and Daughters, which I'm a fan of too. When the brand new Channel 5 was announced in 1997 and that it would be showing Prisoner from the very beginning, I was over the moon. This was my chance to finally have the complete series I've only dreamt about. I stocked up on blank VHS tapes and got myself ready. ITV's run came to an end on the 7th of April, 1997, but thankfully, Channel 5 kept the dream alive. There was just one problem. The Channel 5 signal in my area was terrible. I watched a few episodes. The picture wasn't great, the audio was perfect, but not worth recording them. I was devastated. The channel was airing them, and I was missing out of my collection. I was thinking it could be months or a year before the signal improved. There was still hope that Sky would add the channel, but there were no announcement or channel listing. Then, one day, it suddenly appeared. Episode 25 became the first episode I recorded from their run. Channel 5 showed its final episode on 11th of February 2001, and I was gutted. After all that recording and so many VHS tapes taking up so much room, I was still 24 episodes short of a complete collection. So close, but not quite there. Then, in 2003, I spotted the best of Prisoner Cell Block H on DVD in a music shop in town I visited every week. It was £40, which felt like a lot, but there was no way I was leaving it behind and risking it disappearing. I brought it on the spot, and, as it turned out, the shop owner was a fan too. About 3 years later, while searching online for more best-of releases, I found Val Lehman's website. There were plans to release the entire series on DVD, but without a company behind it yet. So naturally, I signed up straight away. From then on, I was constantly checking the website and looking out for emails from the Top Dog Club newsletter. And it finally happened. Shock DVD will be releasing them with 40 volumes, with 2 released every month. At that stage, there were no plans for a UK release, so I'd have to import them from Australia. I chose the subscription option, 32 episodes a month, spread across 2 DVD sets with 16 episodes on each, and signed by Val. For a fan who'd spent years chasing missing episodes, it felt like the collection was finally within reach. I wasn't even too bothered about the edits to the Edna Pearson episodes at the time. This felt like my one real chance to own the complete series I'd been dreaming about since the 90s. From the moment the first 2 volumes arrived, I felt like all that struggle chasing the official VHS tapes, missing episodes from the TV channels, had finally led to this DVD collection. Then came the news that the UK would be getting the same release as Australia. I'll be honest, I wasn't quite as keen on the different packaging, though I did like the artwork used for the sets. But the important thing was that the collection was available here. If I'd had not heard about the Australia release, I sure would have got this one. And in 2009, the real bombshell arrived. The Edna Pearson episodes were going to be released uncut in the UK for the very first time. After everything I'd gone through trying to complete the series, this felt huge. I didn't hesitate. I pre-ordered the set from HMV Online for £9.99. So that's how I got hooked on Prisoner Cell Block H. One late night in 1993, one unforgettable escape, and a collection that took years to build. And after all this time, I'm still just as fascinated by the world of Wentworth. But what about you? Do you remember the first episode you saw? Was it Bea, Lizzie, Judy, or maybe the freak who got you hooked? Let me know your story in the comments below. I genuinely love to hear how you first found your way into Wentworth Detention Centre. I'm the Cell Block H Junkie. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more prisoner content.